Welcome to Chasing Winners. Peter O'Neill, David Shortte and Jesse Erenshaw are about to join you to preview the meeting from Mandurah in the Peel tonight. They will also look in depth at the meeting from Cannington tomorrow night. The boys will also be joined by Ryan Levitsky, who will provide his best over the 2 nights of chasing. Let the chase begin.
Great though, Sage to nil out in front by 3. In second place was West on Booney, Sky Manelli as they start to swing. Sage to nil getting tired. West on Booney to the outside. Sage to nil in front. Here comes Booney. West on Booney over the top. Flashing late Sky Manelli. West on Booney represents WA. Second in was Sky Manelli, 90 Mile Rose or Sage to nil.
Yes, that was last night at Northern with the WA Distance Championship final, and the horses have done it again. Holson Britain, they've won this race numerous times, and they go to represent WA in the National Distance Final in Adelaide in a couple of weeks. And luckily for WA, we have 2 runners in the National Sprint Final.
The lure to the start. Transcendence, the favourite, they're ready. Racing. Transcender began okay. Uncle Tommy coming across was Firelighter, and Firelighter finds the top. Barbecue Man and Miss Envy come across to second and third. Transcendent up on the inside of Hinso, and then followed by Trevor's Gift behind them. Uncle Tommy. Seeing them all was Daddy's Girl down the back straight. Up on the inside, rallying through to the lead was Miss Envy. On its outside, Firelighter. In behind them was Barbecue Man, and then followed by Transcendent on the corner. Miss Envy swings for home in front. In second place, Firelighter. Miss Envy, she raced away and represents WA. Second goes to Firelighter. Third.
Yes, Miss Envy, too good. She's undefeated in now 4 starts from outside of box number 6. As I say, a very good morning to David Shortte and also Jesse Erenshaw. Great night of chasing last night, and 2 very, very prominent sprinters will be heading across to represent WA. Shorty, and a very good stayer as well.
Yeah, spot on, Pete. Good morning to yourself, Jesse. Everyone tuned in to Chasing Winners. It was an excellent night of chasing there at Northern. And congratulations to the 2 sets of connections. Chris Halse, of course, no stranger to representing WA in the Nationals, and West on Booney. That's some effort to head there. First time on race night and get the job done there. Gee whiz, Sky Manelli was absolutely charging late. Booney just had the head of steam up though and was able to hold on. Sage to nil, I thought, was brave back in 3rd spot, and Miss Envy absolutely stunning in taking out the Sprint Championship final. Firelighter runner-up. Barbecue Man. So silver and bronze for Paul Stewart, but Crystal Shinner's running 1st and 4th with these 2 very talented littermates, Miss Envy and Transcendent. Great to see them through, but also to see Uncle Tommy through as well. So we've got a dual-pronged attack there representing the Black Swan across in South Australia for the National Sprint Final. Pete, that'll be outstanding.
And looking forward to what is going to be a really good countdown over the next couple of weeks. One of the most prestigious races on the calendar. Doesn't have the highest stake earnings, stake money on offer, Jesse, but a lot of trainers want to go into the record books, and I went through some of the history last night that goes back to the early 70s only in WA, and how important it is for our state to be able to be competitive in the Nationals.
Yeah, it's interesting race because we always sort of get shunned away as the state far away from everyone. They're sort of hillbillies, so they come out here in West Australia and they come punching. In the last couple of times we've done really well in the Nationals, Pete. It's a credit to the breeding as well as the training that goes on here in the state.
It certainly is. Let's go to the program tonight at Mandurah. We have the final of the Express State, which will be a really good race coming up a little bit later on the card. First race tonight, Shorty gets underway at 6:52 over the 300 metres. Favourite currently with Tab Touch is Easy Dawn, and has been well supported for Gary Nelson from $3 into $2.50 with Tab Touch.
Yeah, quite a good race to kick things off. Quite an open race, I thought, to start proceedings tonight there. I'm going to team up with greyhound number 4, ZZ Dawn. The winning form's obviously good form, particularly in these lower grade races, and it can be really good for these dogs and their confidence when they get up and running. So I'll stick with number 4, ZZ Dawn on top. Respecting number 7, Liquor License. This dog's best is very, very capable, and if it can get the start right tonight, wouldn't be at all surprised to see it pose a threat. Number 1, Horoscope is never too far away from the action, and 2, Kiss Me Gypsy. 4, 7, 1 and 2 in race number 1.
I'll go 4, 7, 1, 6, 4, ZZ Dawn on top. From number 7 in Liquor License. For third, 1, Horoscope, and for fourth, 6 found the break, was a good winner too, back in 17.20s. Stuck out in box 6 though. 4-7-1-6, race 1.
I'll go 4-3-1 and 7. ZZ Dawn on top as well. I think that she can go back to back, and she has been well supported, which I like to see. Race number 2, also over the 600 metres. Celestial Gas is the early scratching here, which was going to be my on top selection. So I'll let you boys go first. The market now sees Go-Go Sonic at $1.90. I see that Shane Williams has labelled Go-Go Sonic as one of his best. First up over the distance tonight, Jesse.
Yeah, it's interesting because it's been racing a much tougher company over further. So down to the 300, usually you do see some of these greyhounds improve against weaker company. So I've got Go-Go Sonic on top. Wasn't a bad effort behind the informed Sunset Mayhem and Sunset Ali at his last couple. For second, number 6, Negroni, good second last week behind ZZ Dawn. For third, number 1 in Silly Old Bear, who could use the box 1 advantage here. And for fourth, I'll throw in 3 in Spider Gwen with the blinkers on. 5-6-1-3, race 2.
Yeah, look, just on class, Go-Go Sonic gets in really well here. A winner 4 of 13 with 5 runner-up performances, and that last time out was against Sunset Mayhem and our top-grade dogs. You have a look at that runner-up performance behind Sunset Ali, who's known as a top-flight performer. Trevor's Gift ran second to Trevor's Gift. Trevor's Gift went round in the National Sprint Final there, or WA version of it, last night at Northam. So the form's deep and it's strong, and quite simply, if Go-Go Sonic fronts up in half-decent nick, it takes care of business here. It's got panels on these. It really should be winning. So 5 on top. From number 6, Negroni, who's been consistently getting home with silver medals around its neck of late. I think it'll do similar here this evening. Number 7, Hello Bailey, can hit the frame. And number 1, a Silly Old Bear, next best, 5-6-7-1.
I'll go 5-6-1 and 3. Spider Gwen comes into an inside draw, which would be interesting because she hasn't seen very many of them. But Go-Go Sonic, I agree, should be the one to beat in race number 2. Race number 3 is a more open race here with number 4, Armed for Action, currently the favourite at $4 with Tab Touch. I'm going number 6, Impress Amber, greyhound who's won 2 of her last 3. She's undefeated over this distance. Last start, not sure what you make of the run, Shorty. I know she got galloped on, but she was a fair way off them. Number 4 for second, Armed for Action. Good win last start from a wide draw. Number 5 in Swan Attitude was impressive on debut, and 1 Surf the Sun. 6, 4, 5 and 1. There's a fair bit of depth here, which probably goes to the reason it's an open betting affair.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a good race. There's some nice young dogs on show here, but a number of them are drawn awkwardly, and we're still learning about them. I've found it a very, very difficult race to assess because there's not a big bank of starts to work with to know exactly where these dogs are at. Now, they haven't quite found their place in the pecking order just yet, and most of them are on the way up. So I'm not sure where the ceiling is for a few of them. To be brutally honest with you, Pete, I've ended up leaning towards number 5, Swan Attitude here for Ad Smithson. It's gone 22.50. Looks to have a lot of upside and a dog that should be able to work its way through the grades. Number 4, Armed for Action, has run the identical time, 22.50, in really good hands with Cozzy, and looks to be another that's going to be a really nice dog. 6, Impress Amber, likewise. I really didn't have a lot between those 3, to be honest with you. And number 3, Simple Sally. I was disappointed with its run 2 back, but I thought its run was much better last time out. Again, another young dog that's got a fair bit of improvement in store, you'd suggest. 5, 4, 6 and 3 in an interesting race, but one that I probably won't be getting too heavily involved with financially. I'm still working out where these dogs sit.
I'll go 5, 8, 4, 6, 5 Swan Attitude on top. I think he's got enough early speed to hold out Impress Amber. There's not too much pace on the inside bars, Simple Sally. And I think Swan Attitude should get to the top. Coming off a good 488 metre effort, it just doesn't quite get the trip. So down back to the 400, I think should improve. From number 8 in Osprey, was a good second last start behind Simple Sally. For third, number 4 in Armed for Action. And for fourth, I will throw in the 6 Impress Amber. 5, 8, 4, 6, race 3.
I'll go 6, 4, 5 and 1, as I said, Impress Amber on top in the third. Now the scratchings have come through. In race 1, take out number 2, Kiss Me Gypsy. Race 2, Celestial Gas, 8 and 9, Jeff woke up, so 8 and 9. Race number 5, Scratch 5, Common Man, number 5. Race 6, number 7, Unleash Mayhem comes out, and 10, Long Johnny, 7 and 10. Go down to Race 8, number 9, reserves out of race 9 and 10 and 11. Race number 12, scratch 8, Zen Tokyo, and number 10 in Buddy's Mate. So 8 and 10 out of the final race on the program. Actually spoke with Steve Shinners last night after the win, Shorty, and 4 o'clock this morning he was getting up, leaving the kennel in capable hands and heading across to Bali for a few days with Crystal. So it had been planned for a little while, and he'll be rushing back to take the greyhound, or a couple of greyhounds, across to South Australia to give them a look at the track before the Nationals and the Derby.
A nice spot to be heading for a bit of R&R, and of course after that win last night, a bit of spending money as well. So sounds like a nice spot to be.
Let's go to race number 4 on the program, and the favourite here is All About Coal at $1.05 for Darren Rowe. Most impressive at his last 2.
Yeah, absolutely, Pete. This is a no-bet race at $1.05. It's no excitement from a punt perspective there. Should be winning, and winning by a space on recent work. All About Coal looks really hard to beat. It's not a strong lineup, it must be said, and this looks to be a great opportunity for All About Coal to continue on its merry way. Outside of it, there's not a lot standing out, to be quite frank. It's a very moderate field. Yamasaki Bale, I'm going to put it in for second. The form it was showing over 600 metres going back a few months ago was really good. It's sort of lost a bit of that in recent times, but in a small field, gets a good opportunity to show some improvement tonight and hit the podium once again. Number 8, Blessed Doll, numerically it doesn't look great, but a lot of those runs have been against some of our really good stayers, and should appreciate this company. And number 7 in Oliver Gundy, 4-2-8-7.
I'll go 4-8-7-2 for All About Coal on top. He picks himself, but he's unbackable. For second, number 8, Blessed Doll. I think 270 is a really good place quote here with just the 2 divs, so I'll be chips in here with Blessed Doll to run second. For third, number 7, Oliver Gundy. And for fourth, I will throw in 2, Yamasaki Bao. 4-8-7-2, race 4.
4-1-7-5, All About Coal on top for me in race number 4. Let's go to race number 5, first leg of the quaddie. And Common Man was going to be the favourite for Cosy D'Agostino, was 3.10. The market has been updated since the scratching. Sure Oliver was second favourite at 3.70, so it's going to come in a fair bit shorter than this, Shorty. I thought White Cliffs before Common Man had come out and was quoted around $7, so the price is going to come in as well. I thought her win 2 starts back was most impressive. Showed speed. I know it was from an inside draw. Found trouble last start. I think she's got a fair bit of upside. She's nicely bred in a good kennel. So White Cliffs of Dover, owned by Kevin Dover, on top from number 7, Sure Oliver, number 1, Drifter, and I'll put Crosswide. I think can improve from an inside draw. 4, 7, 1 and 2. How about yourself?
I thought this was a dartboard job, to be honest. I was leaning towards Common Man, to be honest, just off that recent hot win. But with it out, it's very, very open. There's not a truckload of recent form to work with of any great significance amongst this crew. I'll go with number 1, Drifter, from the draw here. Number 4, White Cliffs, obviously got some upside. 7, Sure Oliver, led a long way going back a couple of starts ago before just getting run down late. And 2, Cross Wide, 1, 4, 7 and 2. But in fairness, any of these could win without it being a surprise.
I'll go 2, 3, 4, 7, 2 Crosswide on top. Form at Northam's been solid, was a good winner in 29.87. For second, number 3 in West on Panda, always thereabouts. For third, I will throw in number 4, White Cliffs, and for fourth, I'll go 7, Sure Oliver. 2, 3, 4, 7, race 5.
This race was run, the Express Stake was run earlier on this year because it wasn't held in 2023. Do you remember who won, Shorty?
Earlier this year it was run, did you say?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I'd only be guessing a grade 4 race.
The Shane Train with Ripon Tomahawk was successful.
Oh, Tommy, yes, that's right. What a great old dog he was too.
He saluted earlier on, and of course the Shane Train will be joining you later on this afternoon as we drop another podcast with the Tab Touch Greyhound Jet Set. Become very, very popular, and looking forward to the show. Sunset Pepe is now the favourite with Unleashed Mayhem coming out, and along Johnny also. Sunset Pepe's $2.80 was the favourite already, but $2.80 might start a little bit shorter than that, and that's the way I'm going. I did have Unleashed Mayhem on top. I was impressed with his win last week, but I'll go with Sunset Pepe now with the scratching. Number 6, West on Miley, I think is in this race as well. Number 3, Apache Havoc, and 8, Sandpatch from out wide. 4, 6, 3 and 8 in race number 6.
4, 6, 3 and 8 for Pete. I'm pretty keen here on Sunset Pepe. It was good to us last week. Graham that had been racing really well with those placings behind Spooky Hook in the recent top grade series there, and I think Sunset Pepe, fresh off that win from a middle draw last week in 22-27, looms as the dog to beat once again. Made it one of my better bets from 3 Apache Havoc, who's likely to show good early pace. I think Sunset Pepe might just be that touch too strong again late in the piece, though, here. Number 8, Sandpatch, last week placed behind Unleashed Mayhem. Prior form was really good over the 300 metres, and I'll round it out with greyhound number 1, Custard Manelli, who off the soft draw will be strong late. 4-3-8-1.
I will go same numbers, slightly different order. 4-8-3-1 for Sunset Pepe on top. From number 8 in Sandpatch for third, 3 Apache Havoc, and 1 Custard Manelli for fourth. 4-8-3-1, race 6.
Race number 6, race number 7 at least, number 6. Let's start again. Race number 7, number 5, Sunset Nightjar is the favourite, Shorty, at $3.20 and $1.40. Number 1 out Benson, $3.40 and $1.40. Still getting over the late get home last night, even though it could have been a lot later. Which way are you going here in the 7th event on the program? Good to see Crumble Manelli back in the winners list last week.
Yeah, it was a pretty impressive win. That was a good lineup last week, and Crumble Manelli returns to some very good form. I tipped Sunset Nightjar on Greyhound Gold, the vid we do for Greyhounds WA earlier in the week, as thinking it might be a bit of value, but it's not the case. Did this open at $3.20? Let me just quickly. Yeah, so it hasn't budged from its opening quote. I sort of thought it might be a sort of $4 to $5 chance in this race, and that Crumble Manelli might be shorter in the market. So I got that early market sort of prediction wrong, but I'll stick with Sunset Nightjar. I think recent form's been good from this greyhound. You go to that effort last week behind Emerald Guard over the longer trip, and it was only the last little bit that Emerald Guard got Sunset Nightjar. The run was full of merit. The dog won from a middle draw going back a handful of starts ago here in 22-18. That sort of work would see Sunset Nightjar awfully hard to hold out here. From the kennel mate, number 3, Crumble Manelli. We know Crumble Manelli's best is at an extremely high level. It got that room last week and cashed in on it, defeating the more high profile these days, Sunset Frazier. It's a pretty big scalp, and if it runs to that again, it'll take some stopping. 1 Our Benson off the inside draw must be respected, and 8 Barrio Beast week in, week out in these races over this trip. The dog smashes the line late and likely to be doing so again tonight. 5-3-1-8.
Just goes to show that Hamo watches Greyhound Gold. He goes on to giving Shorty that price.
But who knows? He's a clever man anyway. He's done his form well.
Yeah, same number, slightly different order. 5-1-3-8. I'm in the same boat as you, Shorty. I was very surprised to see him come up at $3.20. I thought he was a $4 chance. There's some good prices around other greyhounds, like What a Ripper has proven an open class company. Same to Solid Tank and Barrier Base. They're all around $8. But I've gone 5-1-3-8-5. Sunset Nightjar on top. It was a massive run last week when defeated by Emerald Guard on the post. For second, I will throw in number 1 in Al Benson, who's proven over this trip an open class company. For third, 3 Crumble Manelli, and for fourth, the one running Barrier Beast. 5-1-3-8, race 7.
I did tell you boys that David Hobby mentioned to me 2 or 3 weeks ago that Crumble Manelli had a bit of an injury that he had overcome, and he was just getting back to full fitness. Now that he's back into the winners list, I think he can bounce and go back to back. So I'm going 3 Crumble Manelli to lead throughout and win. From number 1 Al Benson, number 8 Barrio Beast, and Sunset Nightjar. 3-1-8-5 in race number 7. Final leg of the quaddie, and here we see the favourite being number 8 Brute Banner at $2.90. Greyhound was impressive from an inside draw last start, and if you have a look at the Fairy Floss here, the stats, 7 starts, 6 wins. So I know which way you'll be tipping here, Shorty.
Correctamundo, Pedro. You're all over it. Brute Banner, my best bet on the program. Look, this dog, you don't get those numbers by chance. He clearly loves that room to zoom out wide on the track, and you go, oh, yeah, but what about when it was beaten first up? Well, it didn't get the room on that occasion. It's going to get it here, and last time it showed us exactly what it's capable of, dropping a 22-22. Thought the win was outstanding. The dogs won 17 of 27 with 6 placings. So there's people that say, the dog's got some tricks. I'll tell you what, I wouldn't mind having a dog that had tricks and has won 17 out of 27. It's not a bad hit rate, is it?
Yep.
There's 6 placings there to go with it. It's drawn the box that it wants to be in. Sure, this is a good field, but what that means is we're getting $2.90 about a dog I've got rated in the Tommy Sauce. So Brute Banner at $2.90. Yes, please. Number 5, Can You Kraken, is a really talented city class chaser. This dog's won really nice races at Cannington over the longer trip. It's coming back off a freshen up, which is definitely to its advantage. I can see the dog beginning, and from there, I just thought Brute Banner might be able to burn it off, being more of a 400 metre than a 500 metre dog. I thought it might just have that superior acceleration to zoom around them and get to the top and be hard to run down. But Can You Kraken, I respect enormously. I had them as a nice Quinella play. I think number 6, Fancy That Fred, is racing really well. I thought that its performance last time out was very good. It was only just that last little bit last week that Brute Banner was able to extend and win by 3 lengths. But Fancy That Fred can hit the frame again. And number 1, Howard Hook. Respect advocacy in box 2, loves to get right up the track, and Howard Hook is a dog that's going to get a really good run along the fence here. It's run some quick times over the 380 at Cannington, and it certainly needs to bring that here. It's unplaced over 3 starts here over the 400 metres, but the dog's better than that, and I think getting a good look at them tonight, it's another that can hit the frame. For me, 8, 5, 6 and 1, 8, 5, 6 and 1, race number 8, making number 8, Brute Banner, one of my best of the night.
Shazam 8561 as well. Brute Banner on top, was a good winner last week from box number 2, but just like Shorty said, he does have tricks. For second, number 5.
I didn't say that. I'm questioning people that are saying that he's got tricks.
No, he does have tricks. He's got a lot of tricks.
I'd love to have a dog that's won 17 or 27.
Every dog has tricks. Like, some dogs have tricks that they can run fast.
Well,
not my ones, actually.
One thing that I will say, we spoke to Cozzy about this dog on the Aftermath on Sunday, and he said a lot of it was just getting this dog comfortable and letting it settle into the kennels. And his comments were, if the dog didn't have a few little hang-ups, it wouldn't be here with me in WA. So I'm glad that the dog's been sort of tarred with that brush a little bit, because there's not too often you land a dog in your kennel that's won 16 out of 25 when it arrives. So
good man to get into their head as well.
Yeah, exactly. And he said the dog settled in really well now. It's got good confidence. It came out, has won that race, which would have been good. It put the race away. It ran. It's not like it was just falling in. It's gone on to win by 3 lengths. So I'm happy to back Cozzy in here.
I said last week that it made the Thunderbolt final at Grafton, and that was that time it ran 8th in that field of 8. That was a $75,000 feature race. So he's obviously got a lot of talent, but if you're not going to say it, Shorty, I'll say it. He's got tricks. For second, number 5, Can You Kraken. For third, number 6, Fancy That Fred. And for fourth, number 1, Howard Hook. 8, 5, 6, 1, race 8.
All right, I'm jumping on Shorty's shoulders, so I hope you've been doing your weight, Shorty. 8, 5, 7 and 6, best bet, Brute Banner in race number 8. Race number 9 on the program. The favourite here is Bel Marino, currently at $3.40. I like All About Rock. A greyhound, if you have a look at the stats, has drawn boxes 6, 8, 6, 7, 6 and 4 in recent starts, has never been unplaced from box number 1, comes into the draw, and I think that he can bounce back and win. So 1 on top from number 5, Bel Marino. Obviously, you have to respect with a good form recently. Number 7, Go Seek Ariana, and 2, Sunset Lasso. 1, 5, 7, 2, Shorty.
Yeah, I'll go with the 5 here, Bel Marino. It's going to need a little bit of luck. The dog's not push button out of the boxes, but I love the way that it hits the line. Its last 3 runs have all been full of merit. 27.45 from box 3. It was then buttering up and winning in 54, and last time out behind Max's Odyssey, who's been going really well, beaten half a length in 27 and 38. It was a really good run. I like the way this dog's chasing. If it can just sit somewhere near the mid-race, I expect Bel Marino to be really strong to the line and likely to be hard to hold out. The big danger is the dog mentioned by Pete, drawn box 1, All About Rock, finally draws where it wants to be. It's another that's not always push button out of the lids, but it certainly will be another that's really strong to the line late. Number 7, Go Seek Ariana, coming off a victory last time out, must be respected. And I'll throw in number 3, Start Up Ando, who's going quite nicely of late. 5, 1, 7, 3.
5, 1, 2, 7, 5. Bel Marino own top for me, just improving at every start. And he's really starting to click into another gear here. For second, number 1, All About Rock. History states he'll run second from box 1, as he has from 4 of his 5 attempts. For third, number 2, Sunset Lasso, could be the early speed influence here. And for fourth, number 7, Go Seek Ariana. 5, 1, 2, 7, race 9.
Race number 10, no market up at the moment. Which way are you going here, Jesse?
I will go 1-3-2-8. A lot of confidence here with Long Johnny. Was a little bit disappointing last week behind Sunset Pepe when he got back, but comes in a box one where he's got a good record. Time's been really solid of late. He ran a good second four-back over this trip behind Sunset Ali in 22-28. So I think he should be winning. From 3, Ned. Number 2, Quest for Power. And for 4th, I'll throw an 8 to Sunset Callisto. 1-3-2-8, race 10.
Yeah, it's a shame the prices aren't up because I'm quite keen on one here that I'm hoping will maybe have snuck under the guard and be a little bit of a price. And I'll speak of number 8, Sunset Callisto. It's getting right down the grades now, this dog. And we have seen this chaser run some really good races against some top quality opposition in the past, and there's a lot of pace drawn inside here. Long Johnny, Quest for Power, Ned, Enjoyable can get out and really hit the ground running, and I just thought out there minding its own business, it could be a good spot for Sunset Callisto to build some momentum and be right in this race. Of course, we've seen the dog race well over longer distances as well, so you know that it's going to be strong over the concluding stages of this particular event. I'll spec the 8, hopefully at a decent price, from number 1, Long Johnny, who's racing so consistently for Paul Kaltzis. I'd be staggered if it misses the frame here. You just know what you get, and the last 10 runs, the dog just continues to front up and perform really well. From the good box, it'll be there pressing hard, as will 3, Ned. This dog's going great for Rocket Rod Noden. I didn't have a stack between the 3, but I did get the impression that the 8 may be the better value of the 3, hence me playing it that way. And then I'll go with number 5, the ever-consistent Hugo Gundy. Hopefully at a reasonable price here, 8 from 1 and 3. I thought they were a bit of a bracket almost, next best 5.
I'll go 1, 6, 7, 8, Long Johnny on top from the inside draw. Good record for Paul Kaltzis. Race number 11, no market up as well. Sassy Snickers on top for me. She's got a losing sequence of 9, but she's got a good record from box number 7. So 7 on top. Number 1, Fred Flint from the inside draw's been knocking on the door. 6, Cut Model, and 2, Miss Vivas. 7, 1, 6, 2. 7, 1, 6 and 2 for Pete. I'll also take the spec here on number 7, Sassy Snickers. This dog's best is very good. Of course, Sassy Snickers, if I'm not mistaken, did have the 380-metre track record at Cannington for a point of time there. It's run some very slick times. It's been up racing over longer in the last little bit, and just struggles the last little part of that distance, Sassy Snickers. So I think the step back here to 400 metres is certainly in the dog's favour, and I can see it returning to some good form in a race at grade 4 level. From number 2, Miss Vivas, who continues to race really well. It has to be respected here. 4 in Coolmyra in this grade of race is certainly capable of bobbing up. And I'll include number 1, Fred Flint. 7, 2, 4 and 1.
7, 1, 2, 8, 7, Sassy Snickers. City class form over the 488. It's been really good, running into some handy types and leading most of those races. For second, number 1, Fred Flint. For third, 2, Miss Vivas. And for fourth, 8, Beardstroker. 7, 1, 2, 8, race 11.
And in the last, making it rain, currently the favourite at 320, scratchings of 8 and 10, Jesse.
I'll go 4, 7, 6, 1. Number 4, Dutch Rambo on top. Form over the 300 isn't flash, but drops back down to a grade 6 where it's been racing pretty consistently. From number 7, Tilly Tornado. For third, 6, Making It Rain. And for fourth, I'll throw in number 1, Pop's Pocket. 4, 7, 6, 1, race 12.
Yeah, I'll go with the red here, Pop's Pocket, to get the job done for a Rocket Rod Noden in the last. Number 5, Miss Magnificent, coming off a runner-up performance last time out, can certainly play a part, as can number 4, the dog Jesse's got on top, or Dutch Rambo. And we'll round it out with number 7, Tilly Tornado. Was a little disappointed last week, thought it might have found the right race there, but wasn't terrible. Can be there in the mix again tonight. 1, 5, 4 and 7.
Tough race. I'll go 5, 1, 6 and 7. Before we go to Ipswich for the first, the maiden, let's go to Ryan Levitsky, who joins us on Chasing Winners on this Friday morning. Good morning, Ryan.
Good morning, Pete.
Looking forward to tonight's program featuring the Express Stake. What are your specials tonight, please?
I've got 3, Pete. Race 3, number 4, Armed for Action. Race 5, number 1, Drifter, has come up at $8. And race 10, number 3, Ned. Race 3, number 4, race 5, number 1, race 10, number 3. And no quaddie. It looks very, very open.
Okay, what about tomorrow night at Mandurah?
Race 6, number 4, Inside Scoop, is ready to fire. Race 7, number 2, Sand Cruiser, I think might be able to find the lead and win easily. And race 9, number 4, Cambosis Junior. Race 6, number 4, race 7, number 2, the very best bet. and race 9, number 4, and a quaddie 1, 2, 5, 7 into 1, 2, 4 into 2 into 2, 6 and 7. There are 36 combos.
Okay, anything on Monday or Tuesday at this early stage?
Yeah, Crystal Shannon's has got another one that's going to fly through the grades. Race 5, number 8 on Tuesday, Give Me Chills. Just very, very good to watch. It's going to develop into a very good dog.
Good on you. Good calling tonight. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Ryan Levitsky there, short and sweet. So we've got time, Shorty, to go through your best tonight, please, and also a quaddie.
Yeah, certainly, Pete. Best plays for me this evening, kicking things off, race 6, number 4, Sunset Peppy. I loved its win last week. Think it can go on with the job again. Race 8, number 8, Brute Banner, going with a 5 and 8, Quinella there in that race with Kenya Kraken. And race 9, number 5, just needs that little bit of luck, but if it sits somewhere near the mid-race, I think Balmerino can be all over the top late. So 6-4, 8-8 with a 5-8 Quinella and 9-5 Balmerino. Quaddie-wise, pretty challenging night for the quaddie. Going the field in the first leg, I think anything could win that 7-dog race. 3, 4 and 8, leg 2. 1, 3 and 5, leg 3. And then home with 5 and 8, Kenya Kraken and Brute Banner in that final leg.
I'll go race 1, number 4, ZZ Dawn, race 7, number 5, Sunset Nitro, and race 10, number 1, Long Johnny as my 3 plays for the night. For quaddie, we'll go 2, 3 the first leg, 3, 4, 7 the second leg, 1, 3, 5 and 8 the third leg, 1, 5, 6, 8 in the final leg there, Pete.
Okay, not quite ready for us for the first over there in Queensland. So let's have a look at Saturday night chasing. We start off with a 300-metre race, no market up at this early stage. And I'll go first with Bodacious Beau, a greyhound who was a nice winner over this distance from a wide draw going back to last start. Has a reasonable record from inside draws. For second, I'll put in number 1, Trico, a greyhound who can certainly improve on recent efforts from wide draws. Number 7, Fearless 2 and 6, Common View. Shorty, 2, 1, 7, 6. 2, 1, 7 and 6 for Pete. I'll go the same way here. I was tossing up between the 1 and 2. The 2 just with that recent win, better winning hit rate, just leaning slightly that way from the 1, Trico. They both draw to get lovely runs there on the inside boxes. I'll then include greyhound number 7, Fearless 2 for Trevor Augustin, who's coming off some pretty good form. That win 3 back was good, placing again last time out. No knock there. And 4, Send It Miles. 2, 1, 7, 4.
I'll go 2, 7, 1 and 8, number 2, Bodacious Beau on top. From 7, Fearless 2 for third 1, Trico. And for fourth, number 8, Fearless Russ. 2, 7, 1, 8, race 1.
Okay, let's go to race number 2 on the program. Number 10 comes out this early stage, so the second reserve. Which way are you going here, Shorty? Hollywood Miss was impressive, I thought, on debut.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I made it one of the best bets on the program. It's just a rinse and repeat job here. If we can run the same first sectional and the same overall, it has the measure of this opposition. So we're not hoping for any miracles. We just want to see the dog do exactly what it did last time out. If it does that, it will be the one they all have to beat, and it should get the cash for us. From number 8, West on Coal, hard to punch holes in this dog's form. It's done everything right in recent times. Number 3, in Zipping Lewick, I thought that its effort 2 back to win the maiden was good. There's clearly some ability to work with there. And I'll throw in number 7, Flying Tatum, dog that we're still learning a little bit about, but wouldn't surprise me to see it improve here. 1, 8, 3 and 7. Hollywood Miss, one of the bets of the night.
1, 8, 2, 5, 1, Hollywood Miss on top for me as well. Really good early speed. 6'10" off the back is sort of open class company. For second, number 8, West on Coal. For third, 2, Go Seek Francine. Was a good runner-up effort last week behind West on Coal. And for fourth, I'll throw in 5, Midnight Mass, who's always been thereabouts in this race. 1, 8, 2 and 5, race 2.
Yes, number 1, Hollywood Miss on top for me as well. I thought she was very, very impressive. She looks like she's got a big motor. Number 8, West on Coal. Not sure about the draw, but it's certainly a greyhound that has been impressive at his last 2. Number 3, Zipping Lewick, I think has more ability to show, and Go Seek Francine. 1, 8, 3, 2 in race number 2. Let's go to race number 3. The favourite here, Cachice Attitude. Number 4, currently at $2.75. Eased a little bit, Jesse, out from $2.65. But I thought her win last start was full of merit from this draw.
Yeah, she's really competitive in this class. Won't take her too long to win this second novice and get out of this grade. So Cachise Attitude on top. Good winner last week from box number 4 when holding out Hector Hunter. For second, I'll throw in number 1, West on Kaiser. For third, number 8 in Premium Star. Wasn't a bad effort to 2 back behind Gouda Manelli. And for fourth, I'll throw in 5 Hard Maintenance. Form isn't flash, but there's a lot more ability under the bonnet than what we've seen on the page. 4, 1, 8 and 5, race 3.
Yeah, look, I'm happy enough to be with Cachise Attitude. I thought the win last time out was very good. Over all the time, 27.61 was solid, but we saw the starts, 2 starts prior behind Gouda Manelli, who's a young dog that's on the rise. I thought it was good in both of those runs, and it did go as quick as 27.38 in one of those performances. So there's still more to come on the clock, and certainly there'll be a bit of confidence coming out of that win last time out, I would expect. So 4 on top for me, made it one of the better bets of the night, Cachise Attitude. From number 1, West on Kaiser, this young dog is certainly going to appreciate being drawn with the rail on its inside. Number 2, Now See Here. Look, haven't seen the best of it as last few, but this dog's gone as quick as 27.35, and always respect anything that Jamie Marsh takes to the track. And number 8, Premium Star, is a dog that has got a fair bit of ability. It's still taking a little bit of time to work it all out, but if it gets room out wide on the track, it can certainly finish off. 4, 1, 2, 8.
I'll go 4, 1, 8 and 2, so we're all agreeing with Cachise Attitude. I think she's got a big motor. Number 1, West on Kaiser's nicely drawn. 8, Premium Star, and 2, Now See Here. 4, 1, 8 and 2, so agreeing with you there, Shorty, in race number 3. Let's head across now to pick up the first at Ipswich.
This is Kenshin Maru and Pride of Passion, and right up there early too was Dawn Party. Even wider was Fit and Proper, trying to cross over, but it's 4 and 5 wide as they come down the straight on the first occasion. Beasticon landing midfield but off the rail, followed then by Ranger NJ over on the inside. How You Been Anyway, and the last trio were Fiante 3 wide around Tarzo, Boom and Smelter inside of that pair. That's the first call. They go to the turn out of the straight with just under a mile to run, and Pride of Passion takes up. Now, Ain't Nobody, Maloney's been able to navigate the favourite across from a wide gate to settle in second. Fit and Proper still going forward off the track 3 wide. Dawn Party 4th the outside of Kenshin Maru, who's tucked away 5th on the inside in midfield. Then Beasticon outside of How You Been Anyway. The last quartet were Ranger NJ, Fiante getting him 1 off the rail, and well back there was Tarzo, Boom and Smelter. To the back straight, short of 1200 left Arana. Fit and Proper's had a wide run, moved alongside Pride of Passion, and the 2 roughies stride together, and they open up a break by about 4. Ain't Nobody the favourite, going extra well in 30s, coasting behind that lead pair. 2 to Dawn Party 4th, Kenshin Maru still 5th on the rail. 2 to Beasticon and How You Been Anyway. 2.5 Ranger NJ, and then came Tarzo, Boom, Smelter, and Fiante, the well-back second favourite, is at the tail end, 10 off the lead. By the 800 metres, and Pride of Passion leads. Fit and Proper has just about run its race and put up the white flag. Ain't Nobody in third. They're just being filled for by Maloney, and it's time to go with the favourite. He starts to move forward 3 wide. Kenshin Maru just behind them in 4th. Dawn Party starts to travel into the picture, following Ain't Nobody in the run. Beasticon trying to run on, then How You Been Anyway. And these last 4 making heavy weather of it. Tarzo, Boom, Smelter, Ranger NJ, and Fiante hasn't improved at all. Up to the turn now, 300 left Arana. Pride of Passion and Kenshin Maru got off the inside. Coming up wider, Ain't Nobody with a bit of work to do. And down the outside was Dawn Party. At the 200 metres though, Kenshin Maru reached the lead. Pride of Passion with something to offer. Ain't Nobody can't reach them as yet. Then Dawn Party, its runners ended. Kenshin Maru surged to the lead. 50 to go. And Kenshin Maru is home. Beat home. Pride of Passion, Ain't Nobody, and Smelter. Then How You Been Anyway, followed by Tarzo, Boom, Beasticon.
671, number 6, Kenshin Maru, 1540 and 360, 7 Pride of Passion, 981, Ain't Nobody, $1.40. They're at the start of Geelong for the running of race number 1 on the card. And the favourite in the first at Geelong is with number 5, Quella Dorato at $240.30. 3 late arrival, $330.30. The rails in the true position for today's racing at Geelong. And the weather conditions, fine and a good 4. Not quite ready for us, so let's make a start on race number 4. No market up at the moment. Max's Odyssey, I'm going on top here. A greyhound who's won 3 of 5 over the distance, including his last 2. So 6 on top, number 4, Pretty Hot, a greyhound who certainly can improve. Number 1, Tarzan, and 7, Sneaky Pint. I like the fact that he's drawn out wide. 6, 4, 1 and 7, Shorty.
6, 4, 1 and 7 for Pete. I've gone the same exact. 6 on top, Max Odyssey, racing really well. Touched on the fact like Balmerino on Friday night, and that's coming off a narrow loss to this dog. So clearly I've got an opinion of the form line. 4, Pretty Hot is very, very capable, and this looks a really suitable race. Number 7, Sneaky Pint, and 3, Elsa Baloney, runs a lot of placings, can do so again here. 6, 4, 7, 3.
I'll go 6, 4, 3, 1, 6 in the Max's Odyssey on top. From 4, Pretty Hot. 3, Elsa Baloney's been racing well, and for 4th, number 1, Tarzan could be a big improver. He's run a lot of placings of late. 6, 4, 3, 1, race 4.
Race number 5, the Full of Fitness over the 488 metres. No market up here at the moment. I thought Jamie Marsh might be able to bounce back into the winners list with the talented Jim Lee, a greyhound who was a nice winner from an inside draw at Northam in quick time, going back 3 starts ago. I think you like the fact they come from Northam back to Mandurah, Shorty. So 6 on top. 7, Spooky Hook. Really good effort last week, and I think strips fitter over the 488 at his second attempt. Number 1, Hurricane Taylor's ideally drawn, and 8, Little Bit Warped. 6, 7, 1 and 8.
I thought this was one of the more challenging races of the night, to be honest. There's some depth. You'd love to take any of these home with you, to be fair. 7 on top, Spooky Hook. Just loved the vein of form that this dog's in. Was beaten last time out, but far from disgraced. 2, Mustang Timmy. This dog's back in good form. Had a few little injury issues that they've worked through. The dog's now back up and firing. Great bunch of people involved in the ownership. I think this dog can run really well. 1, Hurricane Taylor off the inside draw. If it steps somewhere near them, you know it's going to be in the finish. A very strong chaser. And then I had 5, 8 and 6 all in the mix. 5, Curo has gone as quick as 27.20. Just the draw's a bit sticky. 8, Little Bit Warp, going super for Dave Hobby. And 6, Gimli, the dog Pete's got on top. You can make a case for all 6. I think it's a great race. 7, 2, 1, 5.
I'll go 2, 1, 5, 7. 2, Mustang Timmy on top. Was a good second last week behind a little bit. First up over the trip, comes into an inside draw. I thought could be a big improver after last week's 2 backs. Really good 400-metre run. For second, number 1, Hurricane Taylor, yet to win from box number 1, but has the 3 placings from 5 starts. For third, 5, Curo, and for 4th, I'll throw in 7, Spooky Hook. 2, 1, 5, 7, race 5.
Race number 6, free for all over the 488 metres. One of the real nice guys of greyhound racing is Nick Minitillo, and I'm so happy that he's got a greyhound with the ability of Molfetta Cruz. He's had some good ones over the time, Shorty. This one's flying at the moment, and start number 50, I hope he wins on Saturday night, and I'm going to be tipping him on top. So 2, Molfetta Cruz to win. Brilliant win last start in quick time. 1, Sunset Hornet, nicely drawn. Number 8, Sunset Mirage, and 4, Inside Scoop. I agree with Ryan. It was a good run when returning last week, but I think just needs to do a little bit more. 2, 1, 8 and 4.
Yeah, I just thought Molfetta Cruz was stunning last week, back to the 488 metres after stepping up to the middle distance for the middle distance potential series, where it raced really well, 37.05 and 37.08, running quick time up front in both of those performances. Dropped back to the 488 last week, and so often we see dogs when they step back to the shorter trip, having had a look at the arm over the longer distance, they transfer that back to the trip that they race over, and that's exactly what Molfetta Cruz did last week. It came out, got on the arm, and it was game, set, and match early doors here. New personal best at 26 and 94. The dog's never raced better and looks very hard to beat. Sunset Hornet may lead it this time out, but round about 3/4 of the way around, you'll just see a puff of smoke coming out of Molfetta Cruz's mouth, because it'll be dead set smoking on the pipe with Sunset Hornet in front of it. Molfetta Cruz will give it the run by with about 50 to go and win with authority, as it has been of late. From number 1, Sunset Hornet, it would probably need Molfetta Cruz to get a clip or two early to sneak a break and nick this. Number 4, Inside Scoop, will finish off well, and 8, Sunset Mirage. 2, 1, 4, 8.
Shazam 2, 1, 4, 8, 2, Molfetta Cruz on top as well. What was the greyhound that Nick had that represented Western Australia? Was it Molfetta Boy at Wentworth Park in the National Sprint in 2015, I think it was?
Could have been Molfetta Boy.
I'm going way back to when Nick and Lisa had Wits End. That's the dog that really springs to mind when I think of Nick and Lisa is Wits End. What an absolute champion that dog was in what was that, Pete, the early 90s?
Wits End.
Yeah.
Wits End was, definitely early 90s. I'm not sure the year, but early 90s. They had another good dog that raced that Tim Gossage had. Western Front?
Yeah,
Was a
Western
good
Front
dog.
was pretty good campaigner.
Yep.
So always had a nice dog in the kennel. Nick
Yeah.
does a great job with his team.
I'm not sure of the year.
Something boy.
Was it Malfetta Boy?
Malfetta Boy had,
Yeah.
Malfetta Boy was...
That's correct.
Did it
went
represent WA in the
did.
sprint?
It went to the New South Wales at Wentworth Park. Was where the
I think it was
final
2015 or something
Actually, there was
like
a
that.
bunch of guys involved from the Coburn Cricket Club in that greyhound, Malfetta Boy, and they had an absolute ball with it. I think it's still living on the couch of one of the owners, Daniel Piramalli, and crew. I think, or it might even be. There's 3 or 4 of them that still. I see pictures of them hanging out with the dogs still all these years down the track. So he's been special on the track, but they've certainly made sure he's had a wonderful life post-racing as well. I think he lives with Lutz now. So, yeah, there you go. It's a great story and a great memory of one of Nick's great dogs from years gone by.
There you go. 2-1-4-8 in race number 7. Race 6, sorry, Pete.
Raclette Manelli in race number 7's the favourite for David Hobby at $2.65. The daughter of Flake Manelli. Can she win, Shorty?
She can. I'm going to go with number 2, Sand Cruiser. I thought it got a really good opportunity to return to some form in this particular event. From number 8, Raclette Manelli. Number 1, Idyllic Page. They looked sort of the key runners in this particular event. And I'll round it out with number 4, Luxio Wave, 2814.
Nero Bolt was the greyhound I was thinking about.
Yes, that's right,
the one.
Nero
It
Bolt.
went to Wentworth Park, I believe.
That's the one.
1, 2, 4 and 8 for race number 7. 1, Idyllic Page on top was winner 2 back in 22.82. From number 2, Sand Cruiser is always thereabouts. For 3rd, 4, Luxio Wave. And for 4th, I'll throw in 8, Raclette Manelli. Just a little bit of a concern. She's never really drawn off the track. 1, 2, 4, 8, race 7.
2015 Nero Bolt, you are correct. Sand Cruiser, I'm concerned, Shorty, that he hasn't won in 12 starts over the distance. In saying that, he's only won 2 of 31 in his career. He always promises a lot. I'm going to put him on top, but not with a lot of confidence. 1, Idyllic Page for 2nd, 8, Raclette Manelli, and 4, Luxio Wave, 2184 in race number 7. Race number 8, final leg of the quaddie. I found this a fairly tough race. I'll let you go first, Jesse.
Thanks, Pete. 6, 7, 2, 5 this year. It's an interesting race. Not sure why you'd have a grade 6 as the final leg
I
of the
couldn't find a
quaddie.
4th. I couldn't find a dog to run 4th.
6, 7, 2, 5. Maybe a dead heat, Pete. 6 West on Trixie on top. Form's been thereabouts. Drops back to a grade 6. Should be pretty prominent here. From 7 West on Marshall was a good 3rd 2 back over the 5 and 9, so should be strong. For 3rd, number 2 West on Libby. And for 4th, I'll throw in 5 Wahoo Manelli. 6, 7, 2, 5, race 8.
Fooly dooly. Saturday night.
As a punter, just for opinion, and I'm not being critical here, but as a punter, with the field, the quality of field here, does it give you encouragement to want to have a go at the quaddie? Like, would you go the field in the final leg?
You'd near on have to.
So we're looking at the form guide, and a lot of our listeners probably won't have the form in front of them. So to give you an idea, the last 4 starts of the 8 runners in this particular lineup, there are only 2 placings. So that's 8 fours of 32. There's 2 placings in 32 starts between the 8 runners here in their last 4 runs. And look, there has to be a place for these dogs to race, and there have to be races for them. But Saturday night is generally our major metropolitan program of the week. And I know that we had the national night last night there at Northern, but there's city class chases and city class races on this program.
There's only 2 greyhounds here with a losing sequence shorter than 10.
This is a Tuesday night race, isn't it? Or a Monday afternoon race?
It's a tough race to decide.
Thursday night or something.
It's a dartboard job. I'll be brutally honest, Pete. In answer to your question, what do you do here?
I think you go field.
You've got to take the field and hope that something random happens, and something random could absolutely happen in this race because there's no winning form amongst these chasers. So 6 on top, 2 for 2nd, 7 West on Marshall. If it can reproduce that placing from 2 back, that's one of the few pieces of form that are in the race. And I'll round it out with greyhound number 8. 6, 2, 7, 8.
I'm going exactly the same way, just so that I don't look stupid. 6, 2, 7 and 8 in race number 8 on the program. But yeah, you do the form, and it is the hardest race on the whole program to try and decipher. So I think you go the field in the final leg of the quaddie if you've got that, and just take a percentage. Cambosis Junior is the favourite in the next at $2.45. This greyhound here's got a little bit more exposed form, comes across from the eastern states, still looking for his first win, but I think this is his race to win on Saturday night for Cozzy. Number 7 for second, Nova Girl. Good win going back a number of runs ago. I think it was 7 runs ago. For third, number 8 in Rosie Brown, and 1 Vaucluse Bale. 4, 7, 8 and 1 in race number 9.
Yeah, pretty similar. 4, 7, 8, 2. That does look to be the Goldilocks race for Cambosis Jr. Just right. Should be getting the cash. From 7, Nova Girl, who's very capable on its night, has run some slick times, including a 22.36. Does a good job with his team, Stevie Vanderkloos, and I think that this dog can certainly be right there in the finish on Saturday night. Number 8, Rosie Brown, and 2, West On Whistle. 4, 7, 8, 2.
4, 1, 8, 7. Number 4, Cambosis Jr. on top. From 1 for Vaucluse Bale. This greyhound's dropping out of free-for-all company back to a grade 5. Could be a massive improver, so keep him safe. He's got a red box as well. For third, number 7, Nova Gill, and for fourth, 8, Rosie Brown. 4, 1, 7, 8, race 9.
Race number 10 over the 652. Couch Surfer drops a grade. Last seen back in March, was the first reserve for the national distance final last week. Chris wouldn't be putting him around in a national final if he didn't think he was fairly close to be able to win, so I'm going to go that way. Number 6, Couch Surfer. He's currently at 280. The favourite, Timon Lane, at 220. Timon Lane I'll put in for second. Hasn't won in 10 starts at the track. Number 1, Dusty Deluxe, and 8, Clifton Matilda. He should be the class runner. The question mark might be his strength, but as I said, Chris wouldn't have put him around in a national final, although he didn't go around, but nominate him if he didn't think he was close. So 6, 4, 1 and 8, Shorty.
Yeah, Shazam, I agree 100%, and the dog's got class with a capital C. Couch Surfer's best is a lot better than this grade of race. 4, Timon Lane, if Couch Surfer's not right, will win the race. Dog's been close up, knocking on the door at his last 3, deserves a win. 1, Dusty Deluxe, and 8, Clifton Matilda. 6, 4, 1, 8.
6, 4, 1 and 8 for me as well on the 10th.
And then the last 1, 8, 6 and 2, I'll put our boy Doug on top.
Yeah, he picks himself off that win last week. Our boy Doug loves an inside draw and likely to take a power of beating from number 2, Sozan Zazuri, 8 in Fearless Parker, and 6, Nitro's Ruby. 1, 2, 8, 6.
I'll go 1, 2, 4, 8, 1. Our boy Doug on top. From 2, Sozan Zazuri, 4, Slingshot Cooper, and 8, Fearless Parker. 1, 2, 4, 8. Best bets, race 2, number 1, Hollywood Miss. Race 5, number 2, Mustang Timmy. And race 10, number 6, Couch Surfer, I think should get the job done. For a quaddie, we'll go 1, 2, 5, 7 and 8 the first leg. Stand out 2 in the second leg. 1 and 2 in the third leg. And no surprises, field in the final leg there. What about yourself there, Shorty?
Yeah, look, I'm going to go 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8 leg 1, 2, 1 out with Molfetta Cruz in the second leg. In the third leg, taking numbers 1, 2 and 8 and home with the field. Good luck to everyone playing along with that quaddie. My key plays on the program: race 2, number 1, Hollywood Miss; race 3, number 4, Kachis Attitude; and race 6, number 2, Molfetta Cruz. 2, 1, 3, 4, 6, 2.
And later on this afternoon, the Tab Touch Greyhound Jet Set.
Indeed, yeah, looking forward to catching up with all of the team. Our VIP industry guest today is Corey White, so make sure you tune in and we'll find out how Corey got involved in the sport of greyhound racing, and then he goes under the spotlight for the 10 burning questions from the train. Always a lot of fun getting people's answers to their thoughts on different aspects of life. We'll also hear from Jason Campbell along with Corey Smith, and we'll also have, of course, a good look up there at Darwin with Bonesy Harmon, and a close look at the Friday and Saturday cards with quaddies, novelty bets, and the very best of the weekend. That's all there on the Jet Set podcast.
Good on you.
What are you really gambling with? For free and confidential support, visit gamblinghelpline.org.au.